And welcome back to the Tavern, my friends. It's great to see you all here again this evening. Go ahead, grab yourself some ale, grab a seat by the fire, and join us for a nice comfy evening as we regale the tales of dirty deeds. If this is your first time here watching us live on Twitch, make sure you go ahead and follow and subscribe. It helps support all of our shows that we have throughout the whole week. And if you're catching us up with us on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe there as well. You can go back and catch all of our old episodes. So if you missed anything leading up until now, you can get yourself caught up to our story and see the trauma that these guys have endured over the last few months as they traveled across the Mournlands. Before we get into our episode recap this evening, though, my friends, please regale our audience with some of your knowledge. You are currently muted right now.
What would I do if I wasn't muted? Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get a free Prime Gaming subscription. Prime Gaming subscribers support every one of our shows and all of our tech crew, and it gets you access to our sub-only emotes and the subscriber-only channel in our TGT Discord. Just remember that if you use Twitch Prime, you have to come back next month and do it again if you want to continue to be a subscriber. So, if you have a chance, make sure you click the button and do the thing.
A humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring the show. You can follow the link in chat, check out their stuff for yourself. Shard Tabletop is the place to play 5th edition games. You can access rules, different adventures, and supplements. It also provides digital tools for DMs and for players, such as spell effect generators that are super handy for when you're a caster with a whole new sheet of spells. We think so highly of it that we have made Shard the official VTT of the Games Tavern. And to make this even better, you can follow the link in chat and use the promo code TGTShard20 and save 20% on all subs.
Absolutely. We've been using it now here for quite a few months now, and it's working great. We love it. It's a great tool to use.
So nice.
Got all my stuff right here on the screen in front of me as I prepare to tell you the tale of the Fallen Star Company, who for the last, to them, seemed about a week or so, have been traversing across the cursed Mournlands, the area of Eberron that was destroyed, bringing an end to the 100-Year War. Vile things kept happening. Magic went haywire within its confines. But last week, or 2 weeks ago, our crew, having fought a Mechasaurus Rex, barely surviving, made their escape from the Mournlands out onto the open Talenta Plains. A very familiar sight to two of our adventurers, as one of them, this was their home, and another one has traversed this area quite frequently in their lifespan. Upon departing, they came across a small roving band of halflings who were roving along the Dead Gray Mist, mounted upon Clawfoot, as they were patrolling, looking for survivors exiting from the Mournlands. And then about a mile down the road, they discovered the Gold Dragon encampment, a small encampment that has been set up by various houses within the Talenta Plains to help assist survivors of the Mournlands. They arrived shortly after exiting the mist, finally trying to find a moment of reprieve as they were greeted warmly at a tavern that had been set up with food, drinks, and some very nice, comfortable beds. As 3 of our adventurers went to the room in the early morning hours because, quite frankly, they've had a very, very long day. We had Steel outside trying to repair one of their hover horses that somebody may have tumbled a few times in a attempt to look cool. And then we find the young Echo slowly approaching a pen that is currently holding several clawfoot and a sleeping triceratops. Echo, as you approach, you see several of the clawfoot look up from either eating or just wandering around, look over at you as one of them starts to slowly approach you.
What's the like
Vibe.
reaction? Yeah, the vibe.
So
Vibe check.
Vibe.
go ahead, give me animal handling.
Oh,
Give me a vibe
animal
check.
handling. Are they going to ask for a vibe check? Honestly,
Yeah, animal handling will be your vibe check for clawfoot.
here we go. Oh no, that's a 6.
Not quite sure. It's been a while since you've been around clawfoot. He's kind of approaching to you, almost looking curious, maybe a little hungry, maybe expectant.
Is there anything around that's like that you can feed them with?
So you do see around the fence surrounding this pen, there are a few little barrels with some dried meats and stuff like that, and for feeding.
So I'm gonna quickly like grab a couple, and then first I'll put my hand out and like if he wants to sniff it or just mean no harm, kind of give the clawfoot. I don't know if it's him or her.
Okay.
I mean no harm, kind of.
Go ahead, give me one more animal handling. Let's see if you can redeem yourself.
Please don't hit me.
Yeah.
Ooh, 21.
Okay, so with a 21, you see it just kind of reaches its neck out, starts sniffing at the food, and just very gently nibbles it out of your hand. And then slowly comes a little closer to you.
So I'm just gonna like start giving it scritches, and like my heart is so full right now, and I don't know. I just start to see some like my vision changes to yellow. I'm just like very happy and like I feel at home. So
at this point, 6 more clawfoot heads just come out at you.
Like come out like
no, they're just like all of a sudden like, ooh, food.
Oh, food. Okay, and I start to rip up the pieces of the dry meat and start feeding them. And at this point, I think unknowingly, but maybe like subconsciously, I just start to shift, kind of just to like my scales start popping out a little bit, and it's not in any aggressive manner. It's just to blend in. And how do they react when I do so?
So when you first start to shift, they all kind of recoil a little bit. They don't take a step back though. They just kind of with their heads recoil back, and then they just kind of lean in and almost sniffing at you.
Okay.
And then the first one that had came up that you had fed initially, as your shifting form finishes, just starts nuzzling underneath your chin, that part right on your neck and under your jaw.
I'll nuzzle back, and it's pretty late too, right?
No, so it is still early morning.
Oh, but everyone's asleep. Everyone went to bed. Yeah. So I'm almost so tired because I almost died earlier. So
right. So you all have been on a very long day.
Yeah.
You had no clue what time it was while you were within the Mournlands. Upon exiting, the sun was just rising.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue to nuzzle all of them and slowly drift off in the pen.
Okay. All right. Steel, you are currently working on the hover horses. You had a little conversation with Ignar, the fire elemental that is being used to power your 2 motorcycles. For those of you who don't know what the hover horses are, you gave him an ingot of metal that he kind of very unassumingly had taken. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna just get out some tools and start working. And I'm gonna try to have some conversation with Ignar. See if I can kind of, I don't know, mostly just kind of rambling to myself, but trying to practice my primordial. But I'm just gonna be like, I don't even know what to say. Sorry you got stuck, but this was a weird. Yeah.
As you say that, you see the flames underneath him flare up real bright.
If it helps, I don't think that any of us had a good time in there. I hope you can trust that we didn't want to do that to you. Honestly, it was nice having you around, helping out with the forge. I haven't really had a lot of folks join in.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, please.
An 18.
Okay, so as you're saying this, you're trying to have this conversation with Ignar, who is at the moment still split up between the two bikes. You feel almost a gentle warmth coming from the bottom of the two bikes, kind of engulfing you a little bit. It's not an uncomfortable warmth. It's a very calming warmth.
I don't know, this trip has been just not what we ever thought it was going to be. I don't know. This is not where we planned to end up. I guess it's the same. I mean, for you. What did you do on, like, what, the fire plane, I guess, right? Do you ever like I don't know, what's a day in the life of a fire elemental look like?
So you notice the fires at this point just kind of start to dim, almost to a point of going out. So you do know that the only time Halceris has ever actually carried on a conversation with Ignar was when he was whole and out of the bikes. And the discussion you did have prior was kind of being discreet with what he is in your current environment.
Maybe we'll have a chat later on. You notice anything about the bikes out of place? Can you I'm just at this point I'm just gonna start working on it and just chat at him, and not really making any sort of sense, just kind of not just have to I just gotta do something, gotta be busy at this point.
All right, so as you grab your tools to start working on this, you have an innate kind of almost connection to your different infusions that you have used. And you sense that the particular infusion that you had used on the arrow that Taryn had fired to allow it to return, that connection's not there anymore. You're not quite sure why. All right. Next up, we have Halceris, Ro, and Taryn, all up in the room that has been given to you. The very soft, comfortable plush beds,
Just as a side note,
Oh,
sorry, before we transition, I'm also, while I'm doing this and kind of doing the repairs, I'm also gonna grab the jug, and I'm gonna say beer, and I'm just gonna start pouring beers out as I'm working.
Okay. The alchemy jug you all picked up in your travels.
So whatever
Okay.
whatever we drank inside, and now whatever the alchemy jug is able to produce in one
Okay.
sitting.
What?
It's quite a bit of beer, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
I've got a few hours to spare.
Yeah. Well, you'll probably be asleep long before then. Okay, so Ro, Halceris, and Taryn. As you all hit the room, Ro, you're laying there just feeling the soft, comfortable bed. Halceris, you're really comfortable bed. You're just tired. Taryn sits there at his bed with the bag of holding and pulls out a giant tome bound in skin. Just as you hear a knock at the door.
I slipped the book back in the bag.
Hello?
Yeah, it's Emerald. I was told that some of y'all might need my help.
Yes, please enter.
And the door creaks open, and you see what looks to be a fairly young-looking halfling. Comes walking in. He's got a large medical pack on his side. Just wearing kind of some just clothes that have, you see blood stains kind of scattered all over it. You know, they didn't have the same hygiene standards we do nowadays. So, yeah. So which one of y'all needs my help, huh?
I looked directly at Ro.
I believe all of us could use a little bit of
Help.
extra healing.
All right. Yeah. So, man, y'all look kind of rough, huh? Thought there was a couple more of you though.
All right. somewhere.
Different salves for different wounds, I think.
Ah. All right. What salve do you need?
I will prefer magic and actual medicine over to the other kinds of salves.
He comes walking over, kind of places a hand on your shoulder, and he casts Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Nice. Oh, wait, I'm not insured. Oh, no.
Um,
Stop
So it's gonna be-
being Sam.
Wait. Is this a network?
so you regain 13 hit points as you just feel from his touch on your shoulder. You just feel a wash of magical energy, one you're fairly familiar with, having used the same spell yourself.
Yep, I think it's a lot of, because getting into the room before I would get on this immaculate bed, in my eyes, it's probably not great. It probably looks like a motel bed, but like to me, this is the Ritz-Carlton sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I think I take off my armor, the bigger pieces of it, so it's more just wearing the underclothes and the, like, not shawl, but whatever that under thing
Yeah.
is. The
Yeah.
cloak material. So it's no big pieces of metal on me right now.
No, you got into the room, you stripped everything off, and you're just like,
The big pieces, just like, oh god, so much blood in them.
Like in all of the like joint pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
you got dents and scratches and what almost look like some puncture marks from some giant dinosaur, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of awful that I'll have to, figure out later. But tell Emerald, thank you very much. Oh, that feels so much better.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me. And he looks over at you, Ro. Maybe I should come see you before you pass out on me there. And he comes over.
Getting a little gray at the edges.
So, and he goes to touches your right forearm and recoils his hand back. So, oh, you're feeling kind of warm. Okay, hold on. And he kind of goes up to your shoulder and touches it. And he also does a 2nd level Cure Wounds on you.
I'm not sure how many hit points I had at the end of last session. I know it wasn't much.
All right.
So
You
I just took a
had
bunch off arbitrarily.
no. So you had 17 hit points.
No,
at the end of-
I just put that there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you weren't doing great.
Well, I'll just leave it at that then. I just subtracted a bunch arbitrarily.
I mean, you're about to get some sleep anyway, hopefully. We'll see how that goes, but yeah. So you get some hit points back, and he looks over at Taryn, and it's like, what's your poison? Yeah, you over there.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. I think I know what you need.
Okay, wait.
He starts walking over towards you, reaching into his little medical pouch, pulls out a small little vial of what looks to be some like light brownish liquid. Hands it to you, touches your hand at the same time, gives you also a second level cure wounds. So that is going to be 15 points of healing for you. And he gives you that little vial of the light brown liquid.
I take it. I look at it, shake it, and say, well, thanks, I suppose.
Don't worry, it'll help knock you out.
Don't need any help with that one. I tell you that much.
Right. Good to know.
Emerald, have you been in this encampment very long?
Since we set it up, yeah. Yep.
And the last time you had any new arrivals?
It's been a couple of months now. We were starting to think that something might have happened in there. We didn't think anybody would be coming back out, and then got word earlier that you were here.
Yeah. It's not pretty on the inside.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I appreciate your help, though, my friend. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
No problem. If y'all need me while you're here, just let Helma know. She'll get hold of me.
Perfect. I appreciate this.
And hey, Elf, make sure you go ahead and take that vial all in one shot now. As he points over at Taryn.
He says, what? I'm sorry.
He said, make sure you take that all in one shot.
All right. Thanks. Good to know.
And then he goes ahead and leaves the room, leaving the three of you there alone. What are you all doing?
I'm like,
I pull back out the book.
Sadly oiling my whip.
Okay.
I will say if I think we had established this last time, but this room is kind of like a hostel. It's just a bunch of beds in a big room.
Yeah, so it's one large big room with some just nicer beds than what you all are used to. It does kind of give you some memories of the bunkhouse that you all shared back in New Seer. Just a little fancier.
Oh yeah, we couldn't afford these kind of drapes. Are you kidding me? But is there a washroom attached, or is it down the hall? Would I know?
So you notice that in the room, centered on the far wall from the door, is a small little pedestal with a spear sitting on top of it.
Cleansing stone.
You recognize it as a cleansing stone.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that is, now that this is over, I go over there to just kind of like clean off how apparently 2 months worth of Morn land build up in my hair and everything. So I go to refresh myself and then turn to the others, say, Does anyone else need to use the cleansing stone?
I'm so tired of smelling bad.
So to you all, you spent a week traveling the Moorlands. No shower, no bath. Yeah.
Lots of fights.
Lots of fights.
Lots of sweating.
That's horrible.
Your armor is rank.
Nasty.
Peel it off. Blech. Ugh, I don't like this part of the game. It's too real. Yeah, I will just do that. I will sit down, seeing Tavern with his creepy book again. Is it? I didn't say it, but is there a? Can you read that? I looked at it before, but I could tell it was runic in the giant script, but I could not read it.
I don't say anything initially. I'm just flipping through the pages.
Okay, that is.
I don't hear him. I'm just focused. I don't hear what Halser says.
Okay.
When Tavern doesn't answer, I look over and I'm like, well, don't worry. I definitely can't read it because I can't do anything. And then I go back to sullenly oiling my whip.
As you say that, your hand starts
up.
to burn even more, bro.
When she says that, I look up. I heard that. I say, well, you got that right. And I go back to the book.
I don't know if I appreciate that sort of sentiment, Ro. I'll sit down next to her if it's on the bed. Oh, cool! It's like a parent-kid moment. Sorry, got into it. But yeah, I sit down on the bed and say, I do not know if I appreciate that kind of mentality. Why do you think this?
Everything I do goes a little bit useless. Everything.
Without looking up, I said, well, not everything.
I don't know if you're about to say something nice or something mean, and I don't know if I want to hear either.
Probably. I don't allude to if it's going to be nice or mean. I just say probably.
I do not think that things go wrong when you do them. What do you mean, like when we were fighting or when we were in the Moorlands?
I mean, I'm good at one thing. It's hitting other things, preferably with some grace.
Sure.
And so far, I either hit and then I fall over, or I don't hit.
I mean,
What's the point? What's the point?
We have fought great many terrible things. I don't think you should judge yourself for inability or ability to hit them. I spent a lot of time on the ground as well. I do not know if you remember this, but I mean, neither of us nearly as much as Tavern. I whisper to her when she tries to climb things. But I think you have a great deal to offer. Your insight into other people as we talk to them.
Your risotto recipes aren't that bad either.
Thank you.
Pepper flakes are still better, but
You weren't in this conversation, but thank you.
Ooh, sorry.
I think that is just, it's hard to say. I do not think you should beat yourself up for, you are far more gifted than I am in your physical prowess and your ability in combat. But I mean, I cannot do half of the things you do, but I have the benefit of age to let me have a more keen knowledge. Something you will find in time, but I am slightly ahead of the curve.
I don't have time. This is all happening now. There's no time. It's just I just feel helpless. I'm tired of getting knocked down, and I'm tired of not being able to get anywhere.
Your hand is really starting to burn right now.
Just tired.
Halceris, go ahead, give me a perception check real quick.
Uh, 16.
You see what almost looks like a small glow kind of coming out from the backside of Rose's glove on her right hand.
Is there a does this room have like a balcony or anything?
No.
No.
There's a couple windows, but
Okay. I will put my hand on her gloved hand.
you feel it's very, very warm.
Are you all right? Oh,
Yeah, no, it's just probably on fire. I don't know. I'm fine. I don't know. It might not be fine.
I don't. Do you want to get the drink real quick?
Sure, drink. Sure.
Go downstairs.
I'm like teenager stomping down the stairs.
Real mad. Yeah, I want to get down there and just take a corner booth.
Okay.
And just get like a whiskey, I think, or something. Just a shot in a bottle. But I'll look at Ro and say, feeling helpless is not. It happens to everyone. There is a point in everything that we do now, where some call it the gods, some call it fate, some call it the draconic prophecy, but we are fleas compared to the gods and those beings who are above them. There is something comes from accepting that things are beyond your control, even though it seems counterintuitive. There's I experienced something similar when I lost my wife. It was something I poured over for a long time. I did not know how there was an accident that should not have happened. I have run 100 times over to try to find an answer to it, and why I could not save her. But there is reason. No matter how infuriating it is, there is a reason that she is gone. There is a reason I am here. And there is a reason you are here as well.
At this point, the burning on your hand, Ro, starts to kind of fade away a little bit.
I don't care if we're all fleas. I don't. Fine. I don't have control over what the cosmos does. I can't make Sybaris come out of the sky. I don't know. But I have spent so much time just running. And I don't know from what, and I don't know how I got here. And it's not the same. It's not the same as as losing someone important to you. It's not. It's not even in the same realm of horrible and painful. I just feel lost.
This is a journey that you will have to take. Trying to find what is your path and where you go in this. I grab her hand with the glove on it and say, we are here to help you, but this is something you will have to do alone.
Yeah. I'm gonna like take a fortifying sip and then say, you aren't alone either. You don't have to hold that inside. If there's something to be said for us together, it's that we all have different perspectives, right? And even if there's nothing you can do about what happened, maybe you can at least start to see it from the view of people that don't think it was your fault.
I believe I am starting to.
Like awkward hand pat.
This is fine company we are, huh?
Yeah. I don't remember the last time just feeling this bitter. I think the Mournlands really gets you.
No, it is a strange feeling. I can't attest to what you felt, but I was a plant. That is something I am going to have to deal with for a while.
Ro drinks the rest of her drink.
Yeah. No,
I don't know how to.
Yeah. No, you don't. I don't know. I'm trying to unravel what that feeling was.
Did you feel grounded?
Okay, TPK time.
Yep.
Where are we being drawn into this?
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
What?
Everybody. Okay, so
I'm
as
literally
the
table
chilling.
was
Don't even.
The table was a mimic. Done.
the whole hotel's a mimic. Y'all are already inside it.
Not
Mournland's
two
all
of
over
us.
True.
Two of us are real smart.
The claw feetsies. The claw feetsies were mimics.
The claw footies.
Okay, so as the two of you continue this nice, warm, heartfelt conversation over a few more drinks,
Can you tell
Taryn,
what time it is real quick?
so you're asleep.
I am asleep, but I didn't realize how early in the day it was.
So when you had came out, it was just sunrise. So it's probably around maybe 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning by this point.
in the morning.
And
okay.
they are drinking. Let's
Wow.
just let
Yeah.
that sink in. Let that
Yes,
sink in.
maybe it's a like a short rest nap kind of.
We're
situation.
still on Moorland Central Time.
Yeah.
So we're adjusting.
Mournland jet lag.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
So
No, that's why I'm not sleeping. Right? Is that you have to stay awake until it's actual bedtime again.
Whoops.
all
Or
right.
drink.
Or drink. Yeah.
Is
So
there
Taryn- Yes.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna ask if people are starting to get up and like if there's like shops or if there's anything like open here or if this is just a camp.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yep. So Taryn, as you see Ro and Halceres go down. You're still just flipping through your book, and you're looking through and you're seeing stories of old ancient wars between elves and drow or giants, different clans of giants all having wars. And you flip to a section where you see a whole bunch of old ancient runes that were created by what you now know and you've seen throughout the book as shadow giants. A lot of this you're not quite understanding what it is. Certain runes are granting certain powers to people, but then you come across a ritual that piques your interest. It is a ritual for developing items to allow communication over vast areas. So this ritual, reading through it, you identify that you can create a master token that will allow you to communicate 3 times a day with other tokens created under the same ritual. However, in order for you to create these, the master token will require somebody to spend 8 hours carving the rune into some small object, and then another 8 hours with 100 gold's worth of gemstone dust to infuse that into this token.
So do I need to do that for? That's just the master.
That's just for the master. Reading further, you discover that in order for you to create the other tokens that you can communicate with, it is reduced to 4 hours for carving, 4 hours for infusing 25 gold's worth of gemstone dust. It does not say any kind of specific gemstones. And the way these would function would be similar to sending stones, where each of these smaller tokens, the possessor can communicate back with the master once per day. And the master can reach out 3 times per day to any one of the other tokens that have been created.
Okay. All right, so I copy that excerpt. I write it all down, all the specs, everything that's needed to create them. So I write that down on a separate piece of paper.
So as you do that, you start writing it out on another sheet of paper. As you keep writing, the ink from that writing starts to vanish behind your writing.
So it's like not there anymore, or
It does not appear to be there anymore.
you gotta sprinkle some lemon juice on it. That's
Where do you have lemons?
I don't know, I was just asking. Okay. Well, that's that. That defeated. Well, I throw the quill that I had. And just toss it, because now it doesn't make sense to take notes, because get away from there. It doesn't make sense to write any notes if they're just gonna disappear. So I just continue reading, I suppose.
Okay. So you spend a while sitting there reading. Steele, as you're out working on the bikes, you're looking around and there doesn't seem to be any sort of shops or anything like that set up. You see certain patrols of halflings on clawfoot kind of coming in and out, almost like a change of guard. The giant triceratops that was sleeping, they wake it up. Another halfling jumps on him and it goes and replaces the one that was on patrol around this encampment. There doesn't seem to be any shops or anything like that set up in this locale.
We'll say like around 10 o'clock or so. So give it a couple more hours. When people are like starting to get up, I'm going to go ask around and see if there's anywhere we can replenish any of our our supplies, weapons, whatever. Just see if there's anybody who's willing to trade or anything like that.
So as you go around, start asking. They tell you that they don't really have much for supplies there. However, if you needed to replenish stuff like arrows or crossbow bolts and stuff like that, they might be able to provide you with some. But you get the general idea that the train should be returning in a couple of hours. And then first thing the next morning, it will be heading back out towards Gather Hold, which the train ride, from what you gather, is a little over 4 hours away from where you currently are located. And that this train, its sole purpose is to shuttle refugees from this encampment to Gather Hold, where people can restock, resupply, get their feet underneath them again, and maybe catch a train or something heading out from Gather Hold.
Just to push my luck a little bit, I'm gonna take another big drink, and then I'm gonna walk up to a guardsman or somebody. I need a specific weapon, and I want to see if there's somebody around here who'd be willing to trade. It doesn't have to be a great weapon. Just I need a rapier really bad. Can you find something like that?
Yeah, we probably have something like that lying around. Yeah, I'm sure we can find. Let me go check our armory real quick.
Hold on. I hand him 5 gold pieces, and I say, "Find me whatever you can find."
After a few minutes, you see him kind of run off towards one of the tents near where you can tell all the different guards and the patrols are kind of housed in these tents and teepees in one little area. He comes back a few minutes later with it's not the greatest condition. The handle's kind of half fallen apart. The blade's a little rusted, but he brings back a usable rapier.
And just to clarify, how much of the repairs was able to get done in like the 5 or so hours that we were?
So you were able to repair most of the damage. A lot of it was cosmetic. You did focus on some of the key components like steering and stuff like that. So you
rebalance
were able to
everything.
Yeah. You were able to get cosmetically, it's still not great, but functionality wise, it's back to
rotate the crystals,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Functionally, it's working perfectly fine. Cosmetically, it needs a facelift.
Okay. Okay. Is 5 gold enough for the rapier? I'm gonna ask him.
He said,
more
yeah,
than
no.
that? Is it?
Yeah, here you go.
I greatly appreciate it, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go put it in the saddlebag.
Okay.
On the one that I usually drive, and I'm gonna go where I saw Echo trailing off earlier.
Okay.
Where do I find her?
Yeah, so you find Echo currently curled up amongst what looks to be 8 clawfoot, all curled up around her, just sleeping.
So precious.
Does she have a shield on her?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to stealth her shield away.
Go ahead, give me sleight of hand.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm not.
Yep.
I'm just walking up and gently shh. It's an 18 on the die. Let's see what I gotta find my. Where's my character sheet? I just left it. Is this it? I think it's a +3, so that would be like a 21, I think. I'll double check it, but
yeah, +2.
+2, yeah, that sounds right. So yeah. 20, dirty 20.
Okay, so a dirty 20. You just beat out the clawfoot. You just beat them out. You're able to kind of sneak in, grab the shield. As you start to pull it away, a couple of the claw feet stir. One of them actually kind of looks up at you, one eye kind of half open, and just kind of and then nuzzles up against Echo a little bit more.
Okay. Once I've got the shield, I'm gonna take it back to the bike, and I'm gonna start some infusions.
Okay.
So how often does the change of the guard for like the Triceratops happen? How many, like
So-
every few hours?
So that one's going to be about every 12 hours.
Oh, every 12 hours. And when was
Yep.
the one that you mentioned earlier? Like what, how long into?
So it happened while you were sleeping.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Okay.
all right.
Sounds sleeper. It's a literal triceratops.
Echo is tired. Echo is in her element right now, surrounded by Clawfoot. Just, she's on cloud 9 for now.
But there starts to, like, there's more like bustling around, right? Because people start to come and go
Yeah.
around. And like what time
mean,
around?
There was one point where you did kind of get stirred a little bit because
Okay.
they came and got the initial claw feet that you were
I was
hanging
like,
out
I didn't
with.
want to let go. And I'm like,
Yeah. But then other ones kind of,
when I found another one, I was like, okay, bye.
yeah, they just basically swapped out because some of the riders were looking and just chuckling a little bit, and
Surprised they didn't care.
they didn't seem to care, as if they've seen something like this before. So around midday, you all hear a sound that you have not heard for quite a while. The sound of the lightning rail. You hear the sparks of energy. And as you look out, for those of you up in the room, you kind of glance out the window. Steel, you're kind of looking at as you're wandering around this encampment. And Echo, you wake up to the sound of this because it brings back memories for you. As you see a lightning rail train of only 3 cars cruising along the conductor stones and pulls up to a halt on the other side of the inn. You all wish to do anything?
Do lightning rails typically have more cars? I'm assuming so. Like they're
Typically, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm looking. I can see it from the window, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just looking at it to see who comes off, who goes on, what goes on, what happens. Just a close eye on the, what do you call it, the passengers and everybody everyone who's
Okay.
basically
So-
just in or around the lightning rail.
Right. So as you look out, you do notice Helma, the halfling woman who you met when you first arrived. She kind of goes out with a couple of the bar hands and goes to the rear car, slides a sliding door on the side of it open, and you see them start to pull out barrels or small crates that look like they may have some sort of grains or fruit and stuff like that in them. And you see 2 individuals from the engine of the lightning rail step out and just head straight into the tavern. The center car, you notice, you see windows kind of on the side of it. You do not see any movement within that center car or anybody exiting it.
Halceris and I are in the tavern, right?
Yeah. So
How
you
far
two,
is the lightning rail from the tavern?
so it actually pulls right up. There is a small
Stop.
dock pretty much outside the back of it that's about 15 feet wide, and it pulls right up next to that. So you can just basically, almost like a subway in a way, where there's only maybe an inch in between the platform and the train itself.
So I'm gonna get up because I'm awake.
Okay.
Stretch out, and I'll actually walk over to Helma and ask her, do you need any help?
Oh, well, if you really want, yeah, sure. I mean, we got a few more crates in there. We'll just bring them in, putting them in the storehouse. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
She said.
and I'll help her. And while we're like taking this big crate, I'm like, so is this all of the lightning rail that's left, or is this just one of them that comes by?
Oh, no, young one, no. This is just a shuttle so we can help get people back to Gather Hold.
Oh.
So that's we just try to get everybody at least there so people can get some supplies and stuff for the road, and that's where people go ahead and they catch the real train to try to go up north.
But and refugees get to use it, right, to come in and out.
Yeah, no. So that's what this intent is. He'll go down there, spend a few hours there, let them kind of do whatever, and then he comes back, and then we load everything up the next morning, and we do it all over again. They bring back supplies for us. Sometimes if we have refugees, which we haven't for a while, we send them down.
And have you been to Gather Hold, or do you mostly operate here?
Oh, I haven't been to Gather Hold in probably about a year now. I came here once we set up this encampment because trying to do my part. I'm trying to help. And House Galanda, we're trying to do our part. We don't normally get involved, but it's a bad thing that happened with the morning.
Yeah.
But you familiar with Gather Hold?
Yeah. I mean, it's I haven't been there since I was a kid, so I still am a kid, but
Okay.
it's been a while. I was actually going to ask if you've perhaps seen anyone that kind of looks like me, or
See, I haven't been down there in a while. So I'm guessing you probably got family there then, huh?
I think I do.
Oh, that's good then. So maybe tomorrow morning we can get you on the train. You can head out. And maybe you'll find your family there.
I don't know. I that's why we're here. I think there's a lot going on between me and my friends, and so
Yeah, you all looked pretty rough coming in.
Oh,
Looks like you got a little bit of shut eye though, didn't you?
I did. It's good to be with.
As she kind of reaches over and starts pulling some straw off your shoulder.
What are their names? I just I was so tired and I fell asleep, but I wanted to know their names, and I wanted to ask if later on I could let them out of their pens to just roam about and hang out with them.
You'd have to go talk to them about that. I don't have anything
Oh,
to do
you don't
with
handle
them.
them? Okay.
No, I'm just here to run the inn, make sure everybody's got food and a place to sleep. Make sure that you get in touch with whoever you need to get in touch with here to get you, moving on. Nobody wants to live here.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, you're sweet.
But thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Thank you for
Thanks
helping
to your
us.
house.
Well, of course. That's just remember, every time you go to a Gold Dragon Inn, that's House Galanda for you.
I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
All right.
And I put down the crates because this is clearly a long walk to put
Yeah.
down the crates. And I'll head over to. I'm assuming I see where Halceris and.
Yeah, you see where Halceris and Ro are kind of sitting.
Yeah, we see as you're doing in your first crate and stuff. Did Echo get hired for a new job?
That's useful.
Just see her taking crates back and forth as they're talking. It's I don't think she's getting paid for it. We are a bad company. We should be taking more money.
Child labor.
Yeah, we didn't get any money for going through the Mornland.
Oh.
We did that for fun.
For reasons, fun isn't the first one that comes to mind, but yes.
At this point, you all see two humans come walking in from one of the back doors by where Echo just came through. Each of them wearing just a vest, no sleeves, anything like that. Some fairly fine clothing. And you recognize the mark of passage, the dragon marked house for House Orion on both of their right shoulders. And they just go over towards the bar, sit down, and one of the barkeeps that was kind of helping while they were offloading the train comes over, throws a couple ales on the table, brings a plate of food out for them. And they just start kind of chowing down.
They don't
drinking.
look familiar to us or anything.
No, they don't.
Say, how fare the tracks south?
So you see one of them just kind of turns around and says, oh, well now, well, looks like we might actually have a few passengers this time. Well, you all just come out of the mist?
To the obvious.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Tracks between here and Gather Hold seem pretty quiet, which is, a good thing for us. Heading up north, well, I don't know how it's going to look like up north right now.
What is the trouble up north?
He kind of grabs an ale, comes over, and just plops down at the table with you guys. Just kind of leans in and is like, well, how long were y'all stuck in that for?
Too long.
Hard to say, actually. A while. Why? What is happening?
Well, have you heard anything about the machines?
We've seen plenty of machines. They're
Yeah.
out of the mist?
Oh yeah. No, I didn't think this would ever happen, but there was a group of these Warforged who obviously didn't take too kindly to the 12 trying to destroy the creation forges, so they kind of attacked.
Attack the 12?
Yeah. Apparently it's not too good. Lots of stuff going on at the 12 right now. Apparently this kind of under siege, but
How the hell does... Hold on, tell me more. How is Karnath allowing this to happen?
Karnath didn't really have much of a choice. They kind of attacked them too. These Warforged are going crazy. They're everywhere right now.
Karnath's army stepped down for a bunch of Warforged?
I wouldn't exactly say step down. They've taken quite a few losses though. But you know Karnath. I mean, they, one of their soldiers falls, they just come right back.
That is the point of Karnath's army, yes.
Yeah, but when they get trampled on, and they had a hard time keeping up, and apparently a lot of the attack came from the air as well. And yes, some big creature apparently. They're still there. Apparently they're signs of some creature carrying off survivors off to some location towards the Mournlands. Yeah, just not good signs. Not good signs. Train's still running though. We don't know how far north they go. They make a judgment once they get up towards Karnath, but I know at least through Fort Zombie they're still pretty good. The attack mainly seems focused on the 12, though. I mean, with the war too. I mean, Karnath's army is still kind of. Apparently, a vampire was taken out too.
A vampire?
Yeah.
One of the blood of all.
Yeah, one of them tried to help with the defense, but it didn't go too well for him.
This has all been very troubling to hear.
Yeah, apparently the leader of the 12 too was thrown off the side or something.
They're dead?
Yeah, well, hey Quentin, what's that guy's name? The leader of the 12? And the other guy just kind of leans over his shoulders. Yeah, Maris Albrecht. Shame what happened to him.
I slumped back from this conversation.
Who Halceris, who is that? Do you know them?
He's not possible is we were never close. I know of them, they know of me, but the 12's fortifications should. This is unthinkable.
At this point, Taryn, you come down the stairs and you see this conversation. You see the look on Halceris's face. And Steele, I'm guessing at this point you probably would have made your way towards the tavern as well, seeing the train pull up, or
yeah, I pour another drink out, and then I stow the jug in the in one of the bikes, and I take the 2 items that I have and start heading back in.
okay. So you walk in around this time as well, seeing this conversation and seeing this look on Halceris's face.
What'd you do? And I look directly at Ro.
It wasn't.
No. I did nothing this time. Seems like we've got some news from these young gentlemen here.
So you see the one human sitting at the table, just focusing on downing his ale.
By the way, my hood is off. No mask of shadow. I'm cognito. Cognito.
Incognito.
I'm cognito.
Not
now.
incognito.
Oh, you're
I'm
cognito, not incognito.
Out of cognito?
I'm cognito.
Out of
Yeah.
incognito?
Ex cognitus.
There we go.
Yeah.
Halceris, what's going on? You look more sour than usual.
That's saying something.
How is the city standing? How is Korth standing?
They weren't focused on the city. They were going after the 12 directly.
But 12 headquarters is in the city of Korth.
It's above the city.
I'm just gonna lean into Ro and be like, what's happening?
I don't know. I tried asking, but he's not listening.
What's
I'm- I move to I excuse myself
The
from the
12.
table, and I'm going to look for Helma and see if there are any copies of the Gazette that I can read through, old copies for the past couple of weeks.
I'm gonna
Try to discern what's happening, not through the telephone game.
Right.
I'm gonna turn to Ro and Echo. I'm gonna say, the 12 is who we're supposed to go see up there. That's Halceris's friends.
Oh,
Yeah, the one that went missing, the one that we're supposed to go find. The letter came from the 12.
so what about the one that got thrown off something?
Meryl?
Yeah, exact.
Maris?
It's a
Maris?
completely separate issue as far as I know, but he was part of the 12.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. So give him some space, but
Yeah.
this is really bad timing, and I'm kind of buzzed right now. But
Yeah, me too.
I looked at Echo.
I
waiting.
brought you some things, and I turned to Echo and I go, so I got a little bit of help on this one, and I hold up her shield, and a really
When did you take? Oh,
don't
when I was
ask.
Sleeping.
there's on the face of it, there's now like a silhouette burnt into the front of it of Swiftfoot, and I got a little help from Ignar, it's check it out, and I hand her the shield, and it's kind of got like a almost like a shock absorber, almost like added to it, like it is rigged on so that it actually like moves with you a little better, so it's a little bit easier to carry when you're kind of raging, and it's +1 to your
I turn into you and I'm like,
AC.
punch it. Punch it.
I punch it.
What happens?
So does the guy at the table.
Awesome.
The human ascender, he punches it too.
It
That must, like,
Again,
absorbs it.
the
Okay.
the normal like crack where like it hits metal, like it doesn't sound the same. It sounds a little bit dampened
Like
to
a
some
thud
extent.
instead of a
Yeah,
clank.
Like slapping a drum.
and then as you move it, it almost feels fluid, like as you're moving it, like it's kind of got this like mechanical component to it that makes it kind of like just a little bit easier to wield, and not as clunky. But yeah, it's a +1 to your AC.
my God, I
Bonus
just, like,
on
I
top
let
of on top of the bonus that it already had, so it's a total of +3, I think.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, so okay.
So
Alright.
the normal shield bonus +1,
Well.
Well,
Oh.
and it's magical for the purposes of if we come across some oozes or other such things. now for Ro on the really bad news side of things. Remember, I would like you to can I
Oh,
have the
I drop
sad-
it and I like give him a big bear hug.
Oh.
And hopefully if he's
Thanks.
buzzed, he hugs me back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Keep giving us gifts. I don't know what to give back
and
to you.
I'm just that little bit of extra drunk where like I forget how big I am and I kind of you're now off the ground for a second.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay, Ro. Does your sword, the one that got eaten, does it have like sentimental value or anything? Cool. Can I have
mean,
it?
other than the fact that it worked once.
No. And I take hers and I hand her back a new scimitar or new rapier in a new sheath. Just yeah. So it works. It's like a functional rapier, and then and then I want you to say,
So,
hold on to
Ro,
it, look at
as
it.
as you do that, Ro, a soft light emits from the blade.
Say dark vision.
oh, you got a new flashlight.
Dark vision.
It bright light emits from the sword.
Mhm.
Aw.
This is
Isn't
so
that adorable?
cool.
Okay, Bilbo.
Also, side note. Next time you get hit, use the light.
Okay,
It'll
how do I turn it
blind
off?
it'll blind attackers.
Oh, that's really cool. It's kind of, how do I turn it off?
Say dark vision.
Dark vision.
Takes a bonus action to go on and a bonus action to go off.
So
I'm gonna like kind of like wedge myself over there and just like I feel like this is a hugging moment, but I'm like,
I incorporate you into the group hug and pick you both up.
I'm like, I like this, but I don't like this. I'm not sure.
well,
Embrace it.
since you're giving out gifts, we have a few things that we need to talk about.
What are you
Okay.
talking
Steal, since he's giving out gifts.
to? Hey, my gift is my presence, okay?
Yeah, so
Yes,
while
yes, it is.
all of this is going on, Halceris, you
Yep.
go and you approach Helma
Mhm.
and ask her about any of the newsletters or anything.
Yep, the old editions
Yep.
of the Chronicle, because
Yep.
that paper comes out of Karnath, I believe, too. So
Yep.
the
And
main
she-
one that's distributed by Orion.
Yep. And she just kind of looks at you and is like, I'm sorry, dear. We stopped getting those a while ago because we had nobody here. And instead of wasting it, we just haven't received any.
So
We
you
just get a-
decided to just not keep up with the timing of the world, with the news that is happening outside of this stupid little shithole. And I flip a mug and I walk out.
Okay, where are you heading?
I don't know yet. I'm just I think it's up to the room for a minute to grab some things of mine, some notes that I have, and I just I'm pouring over the things I have now in Hal Saris's notebook are like maps of the Mournlands that we got from the ship. I'm trying to think of anything that I'm trying to connect dots on what could have happened. And the theory I have going right now is that whatever process makes, or if it's just creatures being made out of metal, something was either transformed or created to fly to I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
So go ahead and give me a history check real quick, please.
Okay. Me, I am very mad. That's a nat 1. So it's a 9 total.
Okay, so you do recall some of the stuff you've gotten, the letter you received from Maris Albrecht, the director of the 12, requesting your assistance with a task. You also do remember the commission that you had heard about of the team that was sent to the Creation Forge in Metrol to destroy it as part of the treaty of Thronehold, and that the 12 were tasked with destroying these. And it does kind of seem to go hand in hand with what this individual inside the tavern was kind of telling you, that the 12 were tasked with this, and now they seem to have been attacked by a group of Warforged. And having your recent experiences within the Mournlands, you know that there are some creatures that you all know of to exist that seem to be getting turned into metal or machinations, like the Mechasaurus that you all fought before leaving.
I think those all come together, and then I'm going to after that, like pouring through my stuff, I am going to take my mace and go downstairs. And then is there out behind the back of the building, is there just old crates just like stacked up, so like kind of like your dumpster would be?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna just spend 5-10 minutes smashing as many things as I can.
Okay, so you all see how Saris comes storming down the stairs with his mace in his hand, and you see him go right out the back door, and then you just hear the smashing of crates and almost frustrated grunts coming from Saris.
I definitely think I should follow him. I'm just gonna I'm gonna look at them, and I'm gonna walk out towards Saris.
I'm gonna go over to Helma and just apologize. Just say, I'm so sorry. We've all been through so much, and apologies.
It's okay, dear. Trust me, I've seen worse.
Okay.
And
I'll
so-
walk over to Rowan, Tyrion, and just say, I've never seen him that frustrated.
But I mean, it's his friends, right?
This
No,
is
I
true.
just-
Yeah. A lot changes when your friends are involved.
When your friends are hurt.
Threatened.
Yeah. Do you think we should follow
Nah, let
Steele, or just let them be?
No,
yeah,
I
let's
think-
let's still take care of it.
Yeah. Giving Steele a chance to maybe come down a little bit.
And at this point, Steele, as you walk out the door, a piece of wood from one of the crates goes flying right by your face just as you go to walk out. And you look over, see how Sarah's just swinging away at these crates. And that's where we're going to go ahead and pick up after we take a short 5-minute break. So we'll see you all back here in a few minutes.
All right.
Thank you.
right, and welcome back as we return once again to the back dock of the tavern at the Gold Dragon encampment, where Halceris is repeatedly destroying unused crates and barrels as Steel walks out, almost getting hit by a piece of shrapnel flying by his face.
Yep, it's repeated, just like, stupid old son of a bitch. You do it every fucking time. Just smashing crates.
Was it really that bad to you? I mean,
I think I
looks
just
like
kinda,
looks like it's repaid its debt.
I just slump against one, like one big swing into like a thing, and then shoulder into it, and then slump down to the ground, and it's just. We weren't supposed to be gone this long. 2 months still. And I can't get any fucking word in this stupid podunk place. We should
Yeah.
have been there.
We wouldn't have been there. Not yet.
We would
We
have.
would be closer.
We would have, if I didn't let my stupid sentimentality get in my way. We would have skipped the Mournlands entirely, the safest route, and gone straight north.
But you care about the people you travel with. Just like you care about the people up north.
There shouldn't have been an attack, though. Karnath is so strong. The 12 is secure in Korth. They are safe. That is why we are there. It's security. I don't know.
If it helps, we accomplished the goal they set out to accomplish. Hadn't had this detour, then the attack and us not being there, all of it would have been for nothing.
I know.
I think any of us wanted to be in the Mournlands as long as we were, or at all. But it's done. It's done. We can't go back. We can't change things. We can't make people do what they're supposed to do. It's done.
I thought that I could save them.
Maybe you still can. They were attacked. They weren't destroyed. Let's find out more. If we head south, we go to town. We can broker a real train up north, a fast one. Knew that. Right? We can make that. And then we get up north and we see what we can do. We've already figured out how to beat some of these things. We can beat some more.
At this point, the rest of you inside the tavern, you all see the gentleman who had came off the train that was sitting at the bar still, grabs 2 mugs of ale and walks out the back door behind where Halceris and Steelhead went. And Steel and Halceris, you see him come walking out.
Can I insight check that? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Insight check beer.
The beer. Him. I just want
You're
to.
trying to see what his intentions are.
Yeah.
It's an IPA. Oh no.
It's fine.
He's the worst.
14.
It's
So the 14, you see what looks like a look of concern and almost sympathy on his face as he's heading towards the door.
All right, I clock it. I don't say anything. I clock it, and I just keep an eye on the door. How
Okay.
close is the table that we're at to the door?
So you're kind of off towards the other side of the tavern a little bit.
Oh, to the okay.
Because they went and took the table over in the corner.
Okay, so yeah, I just keep an eye on the door.
Okay. So stealing House Saris, you all see him come out and he just kind of looks over at you, House Saris, and you just got a look of almost apology on his face. And he comes walking over to you and just kind of hands the mug down to you where you're sitting. Look, my friend, I'm sorry about my partner in there. He has no tact whatsoever. Name's Quentin, by the way. I'm assuming you probably had some friends up there.
There's been a long time, another life. But they were not combatants. They're researchers.
Yeah, I know. And he just kind of plops. He actually lowers himself to sit right next to you and just kind of holds the mug up to kind of hit mugs with you.
I do it. I don't take a drink though.
Okay. And he just kind of takes a big drink. He's like, look, I can tell this means a lot to you. So this is what I'm going to do. All right. So normally we wouldn't leave out the first thing tomorrow morning. If you and your friends all want to head out, just give us a couple hours and we can head out tonight. We'll get you down to Gatherhold. Maybe you can get some more info down there and maybe try to catch the first train tomorrow. Heading up towards Karth if you want.
How much cargo space you got available?
We got that whole car. We're not bringing anything back, but you folk.
We've got transports.
We should be able to fit them in there. We just need a couple hours, get the train turned around and load up whatever you got. And you all want to try to get some sleep, you can get a little bit while we're on the train. I'm sorry about my buddy in there. Zeb's just doesn't know when to stop sometimes, you know?
Fine. It is not a tact. I do not think would help that sort of news. But I appreciate this. Quentin. I appreciate.
How long y'all been gone for?
Apparently,
Here it said
2 months.
we were told, yeah, about 2 months.
Damn, 2 months in there. Oof.
Didn't feel like 2 months.
Really?
Did not.
Yeah, I guess I've heard you can't see the sun and yeah. So I'm sorry y'all had to go through this. Y'all look at least like you can handle yourselves a little bit. I mean, just some work on these crates, that's for sure.
I appreciate this. Thank you. I would need to discuss this with the others, but I appreciate the sentiment.
All right, well, just let me know. Either we can leave in a couple hours, just gotta give me the notice, or we'll be heading out first thing in the morning anyway.
I think we'd take you up on that offer. I'll bring our stuff around a little bit. If you wouldn't, yeah.
Just a quick thing as looking at, and then to you, DM, is it possible to long rest on the train, or is it?
So the train ride to Gatherhold's only
It's
going to take
4
about
hours.
4 hours.
Sure. Is it possible to do like a half and half long rest, or does it have to be continuous?
So if all you're doing in between the two is kind of getting up, grabbing your stuff, getting onto the train, and then sleeping again, then you'd be able to do it.
Okay.
If you all went to bed now, while they got everything ready, loaded, and then the train ride itself, by the time you got there, you would all be able to finish a long rest.
Okay. I think this is probably. Do you want to tell the others still?
I'll take care
think
of it.
I'm going to rest.
Fair.
And then I will thank Quentin again, and I'll make my way through the. I think I'll go
Osiris,
around the.
before you leave, just walk with me for a second. Just step away a little bit. You know none of this is your fault, right? You know that you're not to blame for not being there.
This is kind of you to say.
Well, it's my fault. To some degree.
This is not.
You met my teacher. He has declared war on people. And now he attacks mine. I'm very surprised that none of us are dead now. Nearly killed you twice, and Ro the same. I'm what put you in that danger. I should have left. We should have left. If we saw the dogs, we should have just taken off. But I didn't. I followed my curiosity, and this is where we're at.
It's not. We had to go in there. And thanks to you, we were able to accomplish what was expected of the 12. It had to be done to stop further tragedies like this happening. I think there is a lot of work left ahead of us in this endeavor. Is your resolve strong enough to follow it, to meet your teacher if he is at the end?
I honestly, I hope it is. I didn't even know he was alive. I believe that I had lost an entire tribe when the Mournlands hit. I never would have guessed. I don't know. I haven't even slept. It's been a day-ish. I just don't know. I don't even know how to understand how my teacher could become this thing. He was a pacifist. In a war tribe, he was a pacifist. Dumb old goat.
I believe the morning, whatever it is at its core, is corruption. It twists, it bastardizes all the things that it touched. I am sorry about your home.
It wasn't a home. Not anymore. Hadn't been for a long time. Go get some rest.
You
You need rest, sir.
As you try to walk, I'll grab your shoulder. Said, the 12 wasn't mine for a long time, but this sorrow is still within me. It is okay. I'll let you go, and then I'm gonna go, instead of going through the back door, I'm gonna go around to the front and then just kind of up and away, so not to go through the bar.
Okay. All right. So you all do see how Sarah's kind of come around the other side and just very trying to be discreet as possible, just goes right up the stairs again.
I'll head up to the group. Hey guys.
Everything all right?
Yeah, House Eris will be okay.
It's good to know.
We might have been able to step up our time frame to get down to Gatherhold. The conductor there said he could get it turned around and moving tonight. So maybe grab a couple hours of bunk time, and then when it's ready, we'll get you guys together so everybody can get some rest on the train too. Probably be in Gatherhold pretty early morning. So
All right. What are the rest of y'all doing?
I want to take a quick walk around the town.
Okay. Ro, Echo.
I think Ro, having gotten this much of a taste of that bed, is gonna first I'll look at Tyrion and be like, you good?
If you want to join me, you're welcome to, but I think it'd be best if you get a little rest.
I'm a little bit of a mess.
But you smell nice. How do
Yes.
you, how come you smell?
I'll show you. Come on.
Just Echo.
That's
just
right.
follow-
Echo was not up there for the cleansing
Just
stuff
follow Ro.
earlier.
Yeah, just go ahead and follow Ro.
As Echo gets closer, I'm like, woo, we did smell rank.
Yeah.
All right.
Steve-
And,
Steel went upstairs, right?
Steel, you.
I'm
heading
gonna
up
go get the bikes and bring them around to the dock area,
Okay.
where loading area.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I'll bring the other one around. No cool tricks this time. So I'll just bring the other one around.
Cool.
So I could
So you notice, Taryn, that it does not quite want to follow your like it's a little, it seems to be a little hesitant to move.
ignore one time. I'm not gonna do it again. So let's just go and follow Steel, please.
I'm gonna talk to Ignar and go, I mean, if you wanted to really fuck with him, I'd be okay with it.
A bad person.
It's in Primordial though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I heard you speak in Primordial. Is that
Yeah.
inside check on Steel?
You
It's
can't
fine.
make out what he's trying to say. You know,
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know Primordials.
I mean, it just wasn't quite responding right away, but it starts to respond once it realizes that Steel's already moving towards someplace else.
We're just moving. It's
Crap,
all
my
right.
other leg.
And
It's
as you
alright,
two
it's
kind of
fine.
bring the bikes around, you see the two conductors are out there almost just pushing these cars. They're basically pushing the engine out of the way and almost sliding it along another set of stones and spinning it around till it moves around to the other side.
That's fun.
Act live, baby.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, so we bring the bikes around.
Yeah. So
Yes,
the-
Steel.
The
Oh,
side
sorry,
of the
go ahead.
cargo, the side of the cargo car is still open, and there's more than enough space for you to put the two bikes in there.
Some pretty big cars. So yeah, we put them. I guess we put them in there. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, all right, Steel. So I've found out a bit of information that'd be useful, but the only thing is, I need your help on a few things.
Okay.
One, I think we should do something with these 30 pounds, with this 30 pounds of chitin, chitin, it's chitin, 30 pounds of chitin. Honestly, I think Ro and I would probably benefit from some armor made out of it. It's light enough,
Could be done.
malleable. So that's the first thing on the docket. Second thing is, and I hold up the book. I found a little nifty little excerpt in the book, and I can basically make some communication devices. How much money do we have in the coffers?
How much money do you have? I don't have a.
Oh
I
god.
don't
I have a personal stash, but every time I found money, I threw it to steal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only we paid for the rooms, bought a few things, you know. You know what, you need to buy some arrows before we get out of here too. We don't, looking at it, we probably have about 300 or a little bit more. We got some platinum in there too, but not a lot of gold. Been a while since our last payday.
We really need to do more to get paid. There's a lot of things that needs to be done, and gold is needed to do them. So
what, you saying you don't like taking a 2-month vacation in the Mournlands?
No, I probably wouldn't do it again. But fighting that T-Rex Mechasaurus was fun, I guess. But
Had its
yeah.
upsides.
Yeah, it had its upsides. So I'm thinking we can use so for material we can use these bugs that are collected.
Bugs? What kind of bugs?
The ones from the Mechasaurus. Yeah, I grabbed a few. I grabbed a few of those. Some of those.
Let me see one, and I'll take a look at it. Is there anything
I gave you one already.
Okay.
Yeah, I already gave you one like last session.
So
I
it's,
kept
it's
a
gonna
bunch.
take you. It's gonna take you some time. I mean, you look at it; it's a small little robotic insect. It's gonna take you some time if you really want to try to get into the mechanics of it. But
I mean, we don't gotta make it work. We just need.
No, what's it made out of? You got any? Is it what? Can I tell what? Like, is it?
Some kind of steel, maybe.
Yeah, some kind of steel.
It's a, composite metal of some kind. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. We have
And you're wanting to do what with these things?
I need to make tokens, basically. For their means of communication. I just need them made. I'll deal with, the enchanting of everything. I just need some the tokens made. I was saying we could use these for materials. I also have, where is it? I have 5 pounds of material. 5 pounds of all this metal we collected from the Warforged at Fort.
Yeah,
It was Kenran, right?
Yeah, Kenran Garrison.
Yeah, at Kenran Garrison. So I just need them made. If you need some help,
yeah. I still got some ingot. I probably got about 15 pounds left.
I don't mind giving you a hand. I just need them. Made so I could get to work.
Okay. We'll see what kind of resources and time we've got once we actually stop somewhere. So
that's that's fine as well.
I'm gonna kneel down next to my bike and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get some rest. We're gonna be leaving on this train in a few hours, so if it's moving around or anything like that, don't worry about it. We'll be back in a little bit.
So the flames underneath it kind of flare up just a little bit, almost in response. All right, and then you go up to get some rest as well. Taryn, what are you going to be doing? Because I know you only need your 4 hours, so.
So yeah, I want to take a quick stroll around town.
Okay.
So what I'm looking for is I doubt it have, but so passively I'm looking for, of course, somewhere that I can maybe buy gemstones.
There is no market
Figured.
stalls or anything set up here.
Figured. If I look around, can I see anything that says anything with thieves' cant?
Go ahead, give me investigation.
BBD bop. BBD bop. Where's this? Oh, there it is. Investigation. Oh, that's not a nice number. 23.
Okay, you do find a little bit around the back side of the longhouse that all the patrol halflings seem to be living in. And it basically tells you that there's nothing worth stealing here.
I wasn't trying to steal.
No, but that's what you find though.
Yeah.
That's what thieves cant.
Damn. Oh.
Damn, God judged me.
Nah.
No, just you look for thieves' cant. That's what the thieves can't say.
All right, so nothing that's akin to a thieves guild or anything like that. No,
Not here.
Waste of time. Well, better luck in Gatherhold. And I guess I gotta take a
So
rest.
one thing that does kind of stand out to you is you do recall how or Steele having just mentioned something to you about needing arrows.
Yeah.
And you do see a small area where there's a few halflings that are currently practicing firing at targets.
All right, so all right, I go get some arrows. I go replenish this stock of arrows.
Go ahead, give me a persuasion check real quick.
You gonna
Hey.
steal them or you gonna buy them? What are you doing?
Look, he said persuasion. I'm like, hey guys, mind if I replenish my stock here? 16.
So they just kind of look at you. They look at your quiver. They see the one arrow sticking out of it.
I have 6.
Oh, you got 6.
Yeah, but I have one that returned, which I don't know if it still does that now.
It does not anymore, but you don't know that yet.
Unfortunate.
So they kind of look and say, well, you don't have many.
It doesn't have that aura around it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that sense. Okay, I get it.
So you see one of them kind of walks over to a target, pulls like 10 arrows out of the target, comes over and hands them to you. Here you go.
Better than not. And I stick them in. Thank you, good sir.
Just don't die.
I try not to. Can't make any promises.
It sucked to survive in there and die out there.
We're all meant to die sometime. And then just 2 fingers.
Okay.
Salute. See ya.
Okay, so are you going to try to get a little bit of rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest.
Okay.
There's nothing else for me to do. I tried to do
Okay.
what I wanted to do. Oh wait, is it somewhere I can get some rope?
Give me an investigation.
Oh yeah, investigation. 17.
You're able to find a couple loose pieces of like 10-foot rope.
How many pieces?
2.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll grab that. Yeah,
They just you find them in kind of like a discard junk
that's
pile.
okay. That's all right.
What happened to my pa's lucky rope? I left it here like I always do.
Oh,
Well, that's being used. Yeah, so now I just go get some rest. That's
Okay.
fine.
So as you go up to the room, you see all 4 of your companions in these nice, soft, comfy beds, just passed out. As the long day and a half of travel for your time is finally wearing on all of you. You close your eyes, going into your trance. And as your vision fades out, your vision comes back and you find yourself standing out on the open plains, just looking at the grassland around you.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
And then you see
Doubled up.
Halceris come walking up. And Halceris, you are now there on those plains as well. And
Yeah.
each one of you follows as you are now all standing in the middle of the Talenta Plains in what you have come to know now to be some sort of shared dream.
I look up to the sky and I look around. Carson.
Taryn, if your grandpa yells at us again, I swear, I'm firing
Yeah.
first.
So
I
at
haven't-
that, you all hear behind you. So you all made it, huh?
Yeah, we all made it. What do you want this time?
And as you all turn around and look, you see the familiar form of Carson standing there.
Why do you bring everyone? Yeah, we can talk.
This isn't
We're friends
Did-
now.
this isn't
What,
my
you don't want to
doing.
share?
You're
I
not.
just peek behind Tyrion and be like, "Hi, Carson."
Hey, Echo.
Just-
Glad
Yeah, just
I can't.
yeah,
Wow.
Echo.
And
Oh,
you
no.
see him kind of looking around at everybody. It's like, I knew y'all were power. I knew y'all could make it. And then he looks at you, Ro. And he just kind of, you made it too, huh? My money was against you.
No, come on, God.
That's
That-
not nice.
There's no reason. There's no reason.
Am
to
I
do all
wearing
that.
do I have my whip on and stuff?
Yeah. And your hand starts to burn at that comment too.
I like unravel my whip slowly.
See, there's no need for all. You see what you done. You see what you do. There's no reason to antagonize everyone. Come on.
No, I'm impressed. I'm surprised. I didn't think, I figured one of you was going to fall, and that was
I
where
look
my
at
money was.
Alceris and I'm just like,
I have
Still in-
kind of been not into this whole thing, so kind of just a scowl, and I'll just be, speak your peace, spirit, and leave us be.
Yeah, the
Unless you want me to do some shooting practice, I can do shooting practice right about now.
No, we don't.
The
We don't need to.
guys-
We don't
guys
need to
Guys,
be
it's just
getting
a
into all
dream. There's
that.
no need to get hostile in a dream.
they're not in good moods.
I
Come on,
want to
let's-
sleep. I want peaceful,
We
dark
are
bliss,
sleeping.
and not.
We're sleeping. We're
uh,
sleeping. We're still getting our
We are
rest.
sleeping. Yes. this is
So
true.
Okay,
you don't
you
have
know
to worry
what?
about it.
Okay,
Ca-
fine.
Carson,
I'll
what-
leave y'all
what-
alone.
Why are we
You're
here,
just-
Carson? Don't
just-
run away.
How have you been?
Why are we here?
I'm good. Good to see you, Echo. Taryn, just I know where you're going, and I just want to let you know. Tell her I said hi. And then he fades away.
You see now, you can't just do that. And I'm just talking to the ether now.
Well,
You
he
can't.
don't
Why
Yeah,
do you
because
Why
he's
do you
an
think we're all grumpy every time we come here? We're always.
Why would you just? Come on,
Ooh.
come on.
Karen, I hate him.
He's in my
He
head.
is kind of
And I-
the worst kind of person.
And I turn it like he's literally in my head, 24/7. How do you think I feel?
You should
Why
should
you're
seek
so
some help
mean.
for that.
Do I
There's
notice
no helping
any, letting all this kind of play behind me, being in this place again, I reach in to my chest pocket and grab the artifact,
Okay.
the eye.
Yep.
Do I notice any changes in it being in the dreaming world?
No.
No. Okay.
No. But as you do grab it, part of the plains kind of starts to shimmer almost like a mirage. And then you see what looks to be a large lake kind of appear with a lone figure standing at the edge of the lake looking out over it. And way
How
off
far
in the
away?
probably about 60 feet from you guys. It looks to be a fairly tall woman. And looking out over this lake, and way far into the lake, you see the familiar sight of the dead gray mist spanning out across the horizon. Echo,
Who are
there is something that seems very familiar about this person to you.
How far are they?
About 60 feet.
I'm just gonna start walking towards them.
Okay.
I guess
Echo,
I guess
yeah.
we're. I guess we're.
Guys,
Good.
it's just a dream. It's okay.
I follow Echo. It doesn't. I mean, I look back and I just like I'm just yeah. And I follow.
So as you start to approach Echo, the features of this individual start to come more clear to you. As you see the figure of your mother standing, looking over the plains. Or looking over the lake, I'm sorry. Not the
She's
plains.
not facing towards me.
No,
facing
she's
away from me.
looking out at the lake, and she seems to be holding something in her hands. And she seems to be kind of eyes closed, half open, half closed, muttering some quiet prayer.
Okay. So it's just Tyrion that's following me, and I know that he's following me, right?
Yeah.
So I just stop in my tracks about, I want to say like 10 feet, 15 feet away. And I stop in my tracks and I just turn towards him like, we are dreaming, right?
Hopefully,
You pinch me, just
I pinch her.
It hurts.
not that hard.
You felt that? No, I don't think you're supposed to feel the pinch in a dream.
Yeah, I felt that.
So, are we gonna keep walking?
But is this a dream or not? If I feel that,
I don't know. Echo Carson showed up. I don't see him.
but he is in
Every
your
day?
head all the time. Maybe he has the
He's-
ability to not be in your head. I convinced everyone it was just a dream. You're telling me it's not?
Are you? I don't know. I'm extremely confused right now.
At this point, you see the figure of your mother, kind of her eyes flash open, and she kind of turns in your direction, looking straight at you, but as if she can't see you.
I don't think she can see us.
She's looking through me, kind of.
Basically, yeah, like she heard something from that direction, and so she's looking, trying to find the source of it.
Real quick, does this lake look familiar?
No, to you,
No.
she does not.
No, the lake.
Oh,
That
the lake. Yes. The lake looks very similar to Lake Sear.
Here. Echo. Not sure what this is, but it seems like your mother might be at Gatherhold.
How do you know she's my
This lady might be at Gatherhold.
So go ahead, give me.
I forgot.
Taryn, go ahead, give me a. What would it be? Let's just go with perception.
Perception.
I was trying to figure out if it'd be
An
perception
animal
or
handling
insight,
check.
but
Animal handling.
no, not animal handling.
Oh, perception. All right.
Yep.
This one's for all the marbles. Let's see what we get. Fudge. 13. What do I get with a 13?
So there's something about this lady that looks familiar, but you can't place it.
I look closely at the lady. I look at Echo. Look back at the lady.
You can't put it
Look,
together.
Look back at Echo.
Not with a 13. You're not putting it together.
There's something
They
about
they
this
are
lady.
both shifters.
Yeah.
You can tell that.
There's something about this lady that looks extremely familiar. I can tell
So-
she's the shifter, but other than that, I can't.
The two of you looking closer at her too, now that she has looked at you, you can see the dark lines of what looks like tears had been running down her face, and
So
just dark bags under her eyes, as if she's been crying for days.
Since she turned around, can we see what she's holding? What she's holding?
It looks to be some sort of medallion that looks fairly similar to something that you have seen how Sarah's hold. The holy symbol of the sovereign host.
That's a symbol. That's a symbol of the sovereign host, isn't it?
Is what?
You're not here, House Sarah.
That's why I said you said that out loud. So I
Yeah, he
What?
can't. Yeah,
Can you hear? We walked away. I didn't know that.
My
he was still in
perception
earshot.
is
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very
with
high.
how
I'm
Sarah's
s- I'm
perception,
sorry.
he's good.
I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
You guys aren't that far away from
Oh,
them.
I wasn't sure how far
Yeah.
we walked away,
Yeah.
so that's why I was saying.
About 20, 30 feet. I mean,
Okay.
it's
You can hear. You can hear.
yeah.
So okay. So I say initially I say that to Echo. Then how Sarah said what, and I turned and I said, "It looks like she's holding a symbol of the sovereign host." That's not the accent. It looks like she's holding a symbol of the sovereign host.
Can I grab mine?
Okay.
If I notice any, because it's felt cold before in certain scapes. Do I feel anything here?
It feels warm, almost warmer than it should be with it up against you.
I'm just gonna, without even batting an eye to what the conversation's being had, I'm just gonna start walking towards her closer.
I follow.
And she's still seeing through me. Does she notice me?
No, she kind of at this point she kind of turns back around and starts looking back out over the lake.
I don't think she can see us.
Okay.
So at this point, Halceris, your holy symbol starts to burn in your hand.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing that this is someone Echo knows, and like I'll hold the symbol and I'll say a prayer and just say, "Host above, if you could shed some light and cast away the shadow of doubt from Echo's mind and show who this is. In the sovereign host we pray."
Simultaneously, I just softly echo. Do you know who this is?
Well, so as you say that, Halceris finishes his little prayer, and you see the lake start to bubble and boil. As you see a red light starts to come from the bottom of it, and then becomes a lake of lava. As you see, it starts to expand around you all as you find yourselves on the edge of what looks to be an island within the middle of this lava. The ground beneath your feet turns to an obsidian black.
I pull Echo back. I back up and I pull Echo back away from like the lava.
Okay.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
the lava's at the lake, right? Where
It started at the lake,
cliff?
but it started at the lake. Now it's starting to spread around, almost as if you're on a beachfront to lava.
Yeah, so I just pull her back and I
But
back up.
she's still there. She's still
No.
there.
Where she was standing, you now see another figure kind of squatted down in rags, and a cage is now surrounding this individual, which is seated next to a giant.
What happened to
throne.
her? What happened to her?
She kind of formed into a different person.
She's in a cage.
She's in a cage. Halceris, this scene is very familiar to you, as you are now seeing what you've seen once before in one of your dreams. Catalina trapped inside the cage next to a throne.
I see him.
You do. You see a large red humanoid creature sitting on the throne.
I pull my hand to my side, and like just do I feel my magic?
You do.
I start walking towards the cage and him.
Okay, so Taryn and
I'm gonna put a hand on Halceris' shoulder.
I'm moving. Unless you stop me, I'm moving.
I'm gonna try to. It's not real. We're not this. None of this is real.
Jim, who the hell do you think you are? And I'm going to I will burn it because I think I'm in game speak. Have we leveled up or anything?
so you have, and in this moment, you feel that you actually have full access to all of your magic right now.
Yep. I just, in the fury that I'm in, I'm burning my newly acquired 4th level spell slot to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
So
And just-
hearing Halceres yell out in the midst of pulling Echo back, one hand on I guess like her collar. I turn, see Halceres firing the guiding bolt, so I pull Echo back and simultaneously with my other hand pulling out the Vice Roar.
Okay.
So I guess we're fighting.
As
Flutter.
well, so as your guiding bolt leaves your hand, Halceres, you see it streak towards this creature and just goes straight through his chest
Oh,
and
that's
continues
not
on behind him.
It's not
I'm gonna
real.
stand up and kind of just right in front of Halceres and look into his eyes and say, "This isn't the time. Okay, it's not here. It's not him. But we will find it. We will
I
find
start
it."
yelling for Catalina.
At that, you all see this large creature, couple horns coming off of his head, red skin, just pitch black eyes, starts laughing,
Yeah.
puts his hand out with a snap of his finger. The cage that you see the woman locked in erupts into a burst of flame, and you all hear the tortured screams coming from within the flame.
I'm gonna, as this is happening, I'm gonna try and like get an arm or like try and like get my arms around Halceres because I have a feeling he's gonna run forward.
100%.
Okay.
Halceres, can you cast silence?
I am honestly, I'm burning more slots trying to stop whatever's happening. So
Okay.
And
guiding
I'm
bolts.
trying to like hold his arms down, like if I can stop
Yeah.
any kind of like
Okay.
somatic or anything.
Yep. So go ahead, give me opposed athletics checks.
Sure.
Echo,
Sure
come on.
thing, boss.
I don't know if this is real or not,
Echo.
but I don't know where she went and I need to go find her.
Nat
we'll find
20.
her. Oh shit.
What's your total?
20.
Okay.
I need to go find her
Echo.
and I'm
Echo.
going to
Hey.
shift. Sorry, I'm going to
Hey.
rage and
Okay.
Hey.
run
Hey.
towards the cage.
So I grab Echo.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So
I grab it, like, by the
so let's resolve
shoulders.
this other one first. Halceres, what did you get for your athletics?
I got a 7.
So Ro is holding you back. Opposed
When
athletics between Terran and Echo.
I see her
Who is
shifting,
raging?
When
Who
I
is
see her,
raging,
when
so
I
you
see her
get
start,
advantage.
when I see her start to shift, both hands on her shoulders. So that's
I
the
start
scene.
to, as soon as I hear the screams, like I just
Yeah, so it's both hands on her shoulders. Echo. So I Echo. Hey, listen to me.
what is athletics you said with
Yes,
Athletics?
athletics. Yep. Opposed athletics checks, and Echo, you get advantage because you are
Yeah,
raging.
I mean it's not rolling, please.
Let's see what this negative
23.
23.
Damn, I don't even
I
want to
am
roll.
bold.
I can't beat her. I have a -1 athletics. I'm gonna roll it though.
Okay.
15.
Yeah. No.
I'm headed towards it because the scream is too much for me to even
Damn it.
bear.
Yeah. So
she knocks
she
me
breaks
over.
out of your grasp. You
Knocks
get
me.
knocked to the ground.
Damn it. And I get up and I
Well, no. So as you get knocked to the ground, you find yourself restrained to the ground. But you are no longer on the ground. You are now laying on a stone slab, looking up at a familiar sight of the obelisk within the Creation Forge.
oh, this is not good.
Halceres,
just
you are no
him,
longer
or-
no.
Oh,
So Halceres, you are no longer grappled by Ro. You are now strapped to one of these stones as well.
Can I see him?
So kind of looking around, you now look, all of you, except for you, Steel,
Guys?
are
Guys.
currently strapped to stone slabs, all looking up at this Creation Forge, and a
All right.
familiar Warforged heading towards the center of the room, as in the same scene you saw at the Forge in Metro. Steel, you're seeing all this from the side of the forge. You're looking out on this as this Warforge is about to tear the souls from all of your friends
Am I
place
still-
into Warforge that are all strapped next to them. You are strapped down too, Echo.
Am I still raging?
You are.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm going to be like, can I get out of the straps? Like aggressively trying
try.
to.
Go ahead, give me athletics with advantage.
All right. I like to wake up now
20.
while struggling.
You are not able to break the straps.
I'm screaming. I'm like, I want her back. Bring her back. Bring her back to me.
I'm
Get
the
me out of
exact
this.
same.
I'm just-
I won't make a roll because I'm not
Yep.
nearly as strong, but I'm exact same.
And like,
Okay.
there's just tears streaming down my face.
So much
Anguish.
is happening right now.
So Steel,
And I'm
as
just-
you
I'm just
looking
there,
at,
like it's not real.
I don't care.
as
I
you're
know
looking
it's
out,
not real, but she was there and I want her back.
so Steel, as you're looking out over this scene, and you try to move, you look down, and your body is not your body. You look down and you see the body of a Warforged strapped to the wall, no legs, no arms, as if you've been placed there to watch. Are you going to try to do anything?
I have no appendages at the moment.
You do not.
Well, there goes some mantic components. So,
Look for them birds.
nope. I'm just going to watch.
Okay. So you see the Warforged walk over to the platform that has Echo on it and start going through a very familiar incantation that you saw as Echo's body,
How close
Goes
is he
at-
to me?
he's right over your head.
At this
Can I
point,
like,
I'm
can I
yelling.
reach and bite him? Can I do anything? Can I lick my tail?
He's
and
he's not staying that close to you.
Oh God.
At that point, I'm yelling, "Hey, leave her alone!"
He waves a hand over a couple feet above Echo's head, saying some incantation. And then you all just see Echo's body go completely limp. Echo, you feel as if you've been pulled out of your body.
I'm screaming the entire time.
And if Steel, you see it kind of float up towards the obelisk. And then swings right back down into the body of the Warforged. Then he moves his way over to Halceris.
I warned you. Could have let us leave peacefully back there. We've already destroyed one of your forges, and we will destroy more.
This time, he looks straight up at you, moves his hand over Halceris, and the very same thing happens to Halceris. And he just works his way around until he comes to Tavern. Same thing.
Which one does he get? I have two souls.
Both.
God. Thorough. All right. You go ahead. Do your thing, man.
Then he looks at you one last time as he approaches Ro. Puts his hand out over Ro's head. Starts the incantation. And then out of nowhere, a bolt of green energy flies up, striking this Warforged in the face. And then your vision, Steel, fades. Ro, you find yourself now no longer restrained to the stone slab in this room, seeing the warforged body of Steel strapped to the wall and all your friends' lifeless bodies on stone slabs around you. All alone.
Am I still strapped down?
No, the straps faded away on you. And as
oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, no, so as you look at the warforged, this blast of green energy, you look for the source of it. And you look down at your hand and you don't have a glove on anymore. And the mark you have on the back of your hand is glowing bright in the same color green that you saw that blast come from.
Who's closest to me?
Echo.
So I like vault off the table and try and like unlatch her.
So you're able to, you kind of pull out a dagger and you're able to cut them loose. And she's completely lifeless.
I will try and shake her awake, and if not, I'll go to the next one, untie.
So you spend a couple of minutes going through each one, cutting each of them loose, grabbing them, trying to shake them awake, whatever you can do. And then you hear a voice behind you. You could have saved them.
I turn around.
You turn around and you see just a cloaked figure, no facial features, nothing. Just standing there.
You mean?
You could have saved all of them with a little more power.
Who are you?
Someone who's taken an interest in you.
How do I save them now?
He reaches out and you see a hand, not quite bone, but a very thin, bony looking hand. Reaches out. Just give me your hand.
For what? Will it save them?
I will give you the power that you seek to help your friends.
And I'm just gonna look at Halceris's body and just think about our conversation and slam my hand into his.
As you do, he grabs your hand, and the burning that you felt while you were awake on your dragon mark intensifies, and it starts to spread up your arm. We'll be seeing each other again soon. Use this new power. Save your friends. And at this point, you all wake to a knock at the door of your room. Hey guys, yep, train's ready to go whenever you're ready.
I just want to say.
It was 5.
Yeah, I just want to say Tavern is laying on the bed. Usually he's sitting I'm sitting in my in a meditative posture, but after all of that, yeah, I'm laying on the bed out, like in regular, sleep, passed out for hours position.
Okay.
I like the second I'm awake, like I can't stand being like lying somewhere like a table. So I just like throw off the blankets and just stand up.
I also jump out of bed, but yeah, I also jump out of bed. All right. So we know who Carson is. We know who our mental-headed friend boy are. Who's everyone else?
So none of you were there to experience
Rose Dream.
Rose portion.
Yeah. So I'm directing it towards
Yep.
Echo and Halceris.
Okay. So as you're talking about this row, that burning that you felt within the dream is still there. And as you look towards your hand, you have the glove on, but you now see black, almost dark, like bluish, purple green streaks coming from under your glove, almost like veins going halfway up your forearm.
Now pull my sleeve down.
So I'm currently just kind of curled up and sobbing, just crying. I want her back. Bring her back.
I go over to Echo. Hey. Oh, you're all right.
Does it look like I'm all right?
Of course it doesn't look like you're all right,
Then
but
why
you
would
gotta
you
ask.
ask a dumb question?
Oh,
Echo.
that's like
I just want to go back to sleep. Like,
that was a
I
lot.
don't-
So yeah.
Hey,
was a
I
Echo.
know
lot,
it
so
wasn't
let it
real,
slide.
but I wish it was.
Hey,
How come
Whoever
you
she
get to see
was-
Carson and we all I get to see is her for like 5 seconds and then she goes away?
yeah, it's not like I want to see Carson, but hey, look at me. Whoever she was, if it's that important, we'll find her.
How did you know she was a shifter?
Your kind has a bit of a tell. At least to me, I can always point them out.
She's never shifted in front of me before.
Maybe you can ask her to when we meet her again.
Echo. The train is going to Gatherhold right now.
And I think that's where we need to be.
You might be close. It's only a few hours. Let's
I don't say anything and I just like kind of just get up and just whatever.
At this, while you all are talking about this, you see Brandon, or not Brandon, Halceris
Halceris.
Brandon.
gets up
Who's
and
this
just
Brendan you speak of?
This random guy in our room.
Yeah,
We said we were
some random
coming.
guy named Brandon just happened to be sleeping.
Why is he so
Random
tall?
Brandon.
Who is this man?
Smells like a bakery.
Hey, you got donuts?
Yeah. So now Halceris gets up and kind of walks out while you all are having this conversation.
While he walks out, I look at him. I don't say anything because I don't think I have that avenue yet. So I just look at him and I say, "All right." And I tap Echo on her shoulder and say, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah, like the second I got up, I was already like strapping things on and just like.
Okay. So as you all get your stuff, gather your stuff, you head down and you board the small little lightning rail shuttle. It's going to take a little over 4 hours to get you to Gatherhold. You all get into the passenger compartment where there are individual chairs, fairly plush, not too great. Some of them you can see got some scratches and some cuts and stuff in them. But very comfortable chairs for you all to sit in, lean back, and relax for your 4-hour journey to Gatherhold. Is there anything you all would like to do on the journey other than finish your long rest?
I do want to go over to Halceris first.
Okay.
Or at least like plop into the chair next to him.
Okay.
What? Do you think it was real?
I don't know. That I think I just like head against the window and just or like into my glove and It's not the first time I've heard that scream.
Do you think she's out there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Alceris, at this point, you feel your holy symbols start to warm up against your skin.
I grab it. I put my thumb on the back and just. I think I'm going to get some more shut eye. I'll just pull my cloak over, lean against my side.
At this point, you feel, not from Ro, but you feel almost like a gentle hand on your shoulder. One that you've felt a couple of times before. Seems very familiar and comforting to you.
Before he can like fall asleep or whatever, and even though he's turned away, I'll just like kind of just quietly, so no one else can hear if they're not close enough, and just we'll find her if she's out there. We will. And I'll just like kind of like put my hood up and just like do the sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to do anything else before you finish your long rest on the train?
Yeah, I sit next to Echo. So I just sit. I sit down, and a few minutes go by. I say nothing, and then I just say, "What's her name?"
Evo.
I'm sorry. Say what?
Evo.
Evo. All right, Evo. All right. Well, where she was standing looked a lot like Lake Sayre at Gatherhold. So where are they now? Maybe we'll find
I
her.
can go to sleep because I feel like all I'm gonna hear is that scream when I do.
That's okay. I promise. I'll do everything I can to help you find her.
I'm just gonna fall asleep on his shoulders.
Okay. Steel, were you going to do anything, or were you just going to crash out?
I'm going to call Biscuit. We're going to head back to the back, and I'm just going to find a spot, sit next to the bikes.
Okay.
And hey, now that we're like talking, by the way, we're out of town. I don't think anybody will mind. We've got a few hours if you wanted to break from the crystals or whatever. There's a little space in here.
So Ignar kind of, it looks like it starts to, and then just kind of goes back. And then a moment later, he comes back and actually comes out in his full form. And just kind of looks at you.
You got to be stuck here. You can at least not be stuck inside a bike all the time.
And you just kind of, you see him, this large fire elemental just kind of looking around at the mostly empty container cart.
You can split yourself up though, right? Kind of divide a little bit, like you did with the bikes.
Only, and this is the first time he actually speaks with you directly. Only because of the crystals in the bikes.
Okay. Can you leave one bike and leave part of yourself in another?
And just the bikes.
Fair enough. Well, if you ever want to spend some time out, I've got a decent size like crucible. You could at least half of you would be kind of comfy in there.
I want to go home.
I get it. I mean, you're lucky to have a home. Want to do that too.
And it's very hard to read a visage of a fire elemental, but just something in his tone talking to you sounds very sad.
Is there someone there you miss?
Yeah. Family.
Yeah.
Sleep, Steel. You need rest. Then he kind of separates down and goes into the bikes again.
Cool. I'm gonna just lean back, head on Biscuit.
Okay. All right. And so as you all drift back off very uncomfortably back into sleep, the 4 hours flies by as you all are zonked out, finally getting a rest after everything that has happened. And you are awakened by the sound of the train coming to the stop and one of the conductors coming through, letting you all know that you have arrived at Gatherhold. As you look out the windows, this is not your typical city. You see what looks like to be a tavern, very similar in shape to the one that was at the encampment, as this is also the home of House Galanda. This is where they are headquartered. But you look out upon tents and teepees and longhouses sprawled out over the area. Those of you who are familiar with the area, Tavern and Echo, you know that this is where a lot of the different halfling tribes gather. You smell meats and stuff as you start to exit the train. And crowds coming through, looking expectantly at the train, kind of being caught off guard that the train has arrived at this late hour of the day. And you see the faces of disappointment on the crowd, as it appears that everybody here was waiting for loved ones, hoping that they would show up. And then the look of disappointment as they turn around and start to walk away. Except
That
there's
reminds
one.
me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Tyrion. What was the name of that outpost again that we stopped at before we entered the Moorlands? You mentioned it
Kenren.
earlier, Ishal.
Kenren, was it?
Yeah,
was it?
Kenren.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the conductor, and I'm gonna happen to have anybody from Kenren come through here in the last couple months, 3 months. I don't even know. But
You see him kind of look up, looking around. It's like, not that I can recall.
okay. Just missing some scouts that were missing. I think they found their doom in the fallen capital, or the fallen city. So
As many
Okay.
have. And as you all exit the train, seeing the crowd of people disperse as they realize that you are the only 5 that arrived on this train, there is one lone figure that seems to be standing there staring at you. It is a figure of a woman, who you all have seen. Echo, you look out and see the tear-filled eyes of your mother, Evo, standing at the edge of the platform, staring at you almost in disbelief, as if you can't possibly be real.
I turn to Tyrion and I'm like, is this a dream or is it real?
No. This is definitely real. Go on.
Sure. Pinch
Yeah.
me.
I pinch her.
It hurts just like it did before.
Still hurts.
This
And I
one's
just
this one's real.
bolt.
As you bolt towards her, she reaches her arms out and embraces you tighter than you have ever been hugged before. Tears just streaking down
I'm
her face.
staring to. Oh,
Oh, my Echo. Where have you been?
well, it's so. I don't know how words to say. I just like you hug her. Just like, I missed you.
I missed you too. If only your father were here.
Where is he?
She kind of holds you away from her, and
Where
as
is
she
he?
as she opens her mouth to speak, that's where we're going to pick up next week.
What? Oh my god! Oh,
Cool DM.
That is
I
you're
think
like,
this
oh,
is
he went to the store.
this is a good spot for us to go ahead and end it for this evening, as a lot of news has hit our group. Some of it not so pleasing, but we will see where they go from here, as you all have now arrived in Gatherhold, where you may be able to find more news of the 12 and see what else has been transpiring across the continent of Corvair. Before we go ahead, rate a friend this evening, we just got a few announcements for everybody before we take off.
Yeah, if you enjoyed our show tonight, be sure to check out our friends over the Belk and Weave every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Follow them as they delve into an ever-changing adventure spun by the legendary DM Eric Mangi. The Belk and Weave have searched the Iron Tower for Bope's brother. The final 2 episodes will begin next week of the Belk and Weave.
Yeah.
And immediately after them, we have the Mists, bidding farewell to 2 of their members. The Mistwalkers have gone on a twisting journey through a mass of interconnecting buildings.
Don't forget that you can subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free and you don't miss any of the action, and you have access to all of our shows, including the Velkin Weave and the Mists, and you can catch up on any of those shows. While you're there, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave some positive comments. It all helps future Tavern goers find us and find our little community. So please go over there and take a look.
And we'd like to say huge thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring the show. Go to link in chat to check it out yourself, and you can use the code TGTShard20 to get your 20% discount on your DM Pro and other subscriptions.
And with that, we look forward to seeing you all here at the Games Tavern again next week. Stay dirty, everyone.
All right.